Thank you for joining us today at noon. I'm Anusha Roy. We are starting with an update about the fatal crash this morning that shut down part of I-70. One person died after crashing into a semi-truck. Aurora police tell us it happened on I-70 westbound near Chambers Road around 5:15 this morning. Police tell us a man driving a Toyota Prius crashed into the back of the semi-truck. The driver of that car died at the scene. The crash shut down westbound lanes of the highway for several hours. They did reopen at 9 o'clock this morning. And today, Stormy Daniels has finished her testimony in former President Trump's hush money trial. During her testimony, she went into detail about her alleged sexual encounter with Trump and the payment she said she received to stay quiet in the lead up to the 2016 election. Trump's lawyers attacked her credibility and they accused her of rehearsing her testimony and trying to extort the former president. Prosecutors allege Trump and others schemed to influence the presidential elections in 2016 by buying and bearing negative stories that might hurt his campaign. Trump is accused of falsifying business records to cover up hush money payments. He has pleaded not guilty. Want to give you a live look right now from Lookout Mountain. We have got a gloomy Thursday afternoon today and definitely a cooler one as well. Want to give you a live look at Greeley as well. Still not seeing the sun yet, quite yet. And unfortunately, today's just going to kind of be a gloomy, dreary day. We've got Keely Chalmers here with us and we were expecting it. We knew Thursday, Friday was not going to be amazing.
Yeah, clouds overhead. Those clouds are going to stick around, and we do have some showers in the forecast, scattered showers in and around the metro area, snow up in the high country. We're talking, excuse me, winter weather advisory levels of snow up there in the mountains. So let's take you outside right now where, yeah, we've got cloudy skies, just some filtered sunshine out there. But for the most part, those clouds are going to stick around throughout the day. We're at 49 degrees out at DIA right now. Wind's not an issue out of the northeast at about 9 miles per hour. So as we take a look at temperatures around the area, we're looking again 51 degrees in Greeley, 50 in Fort Collins. As you head down to the southeast, that's where you get those warmer temperatures with highs down in the mid-60s down in Lamar. Temperatures up in the high country, mainly in the 30s and 40s right now. We're at 59 degrees out in Grand Junction. Taking a look at our HD Doppler radar. Yeah, a lot of clouds out there, just a little bit of filtered sunshine here and there. Precipitation falling in the form of snow up there in the high country, the northern mountains down near along the 285 right now. So again, driving up there in the mountains, especially this evening into tomorrow, is going to be fairly treacherous as we do have a winter weather advisory in effect. For the metro area today, we are looking mostly cloudy with a chance for some afternoon showers. Temperatures climbing into the mid-50s only today, so quite a bit cooler than normal. Our normal high for this time of the year, 68 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight. 38 degrees, your overnight low. Mostly cloudy tomorrow as well, with again another chance for scattered showers, and we'll throw some isolated storms in the forecast for tomorrow afternoon as well. We do have a warm up in store. We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
Thanks so much for that, Keely. College graduations across the state are underway today. Graduation at CU Boulder just wrapped up in the last half hours as grads were walking the stage at Folsom Field. Construction is happening in that area and expected to cause some problems, especially as people are headed out of that area. All of the 3 colleges that share the Auraria campus are getting ready for graduation as well. Today, Community College of Denver celebrated its 2024 graduates at 10 a.m. This week, the college opted to move graduation from the Auraria campus to their Lowry campus. That is in East Denver because of the ongoing protests about the Israel and Hamas war. Tomorrow, MSU Denver is hosting its commencement at the Denver Coliseum. A university spokesperson told us that security protocols are being expanded this year, but didn't really share beyond that. On their website, MSU said it's committed to creating a safe, comfortable, and enjoyable commencement experience. And then Saturday, CU Denver hosting their graduation also at the Denver Coliseum. A university spokesperson said they are reminding graduates and guests that demonstrations are not allowed inside the Coliseum, and anyone who disrupts the event could be asked to leave. 2 teenagers will now be tried as adults for a deadly drive-by shooting outside the Denver Aquarium. 19-year-old Antonio Vasquez and 17-year-old Jason Trujillo Jr. are now in the Denver County Jail. They're accused of shooting 19-year-old Dacian Salazar. This was in February. Police tracked the pair using surveillance video and cell phone data. They're charged with first-degree murder, and bond was set at $1 million each. Thornton police are also looking for witnesses after a man was found hurt on the road over the weekend and then passed away. Police say this happened on Washington Street. It's just south of East 88th Avenue Saturday night. And at first, officers thought that this was a victim of a hit and run, but then investigators later found out that he may have actually fallen from the back of a truck. There was a lone witness. It was a person on a motorcycle that was directing other people to call 911, but then ended up leaving the area. The man found in the road died from his injuries. If you know what happened, give Thornton police a call. Longmont police are also telling us now that they shot a domestic violence suspect. This was just before 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the corner of Mountain View and Main. Police say that a man had a large knife and they were telling him to drop it, but said that he was ignoring them. They say that they did try a less lethal option, but then officers said the man ran towards a home with people inside with that knife. Then at least one officer shot at the man. We're told the suspect was taken to the hospital but was not seriously hurt. Tomorrow, the man accused of shooting and killing a volunteer firefighter on I-70 2 years ago is set to go to trial. Jeremy Roca is facing charges for murder and attempted murder. It was in 2022 when John Jaros was killed while driving on eastbound I-70 when he was trying to get around a group of street racers. A witness on the scene said that his truck hit one of the cars, and that's when shots were fired at him. However, Aurora investigators later said that there was no evidence of any vehicle-to-vehicle contact. His wife and 3 kids were all inside when that shooting happened. Roca's trial is expected to last a week in Adams County. A former Fort Carson soldier is now facing criminal charges for scamming more than 60 women out of thousands of dollars. Court documents say for the last 2 years, former soldier Gavin Popes convinced women to send him money for things like a weekend trip to Breckenridge or a concert. Victims say he would always cancel and then ignore their requests for a refund. The scams were reported to Fort Carson, and it was on April 26 that a military judge sentenced him to 9 months of confinement and bad conduct discharge. A week later, El Paso County Sheriff's deputies arrested him. They say he continued to scam women up until the day the military sentenced him, using that money for sports betting and porn.
He scammed all these women from thousands of dollars. Like, my $150, $200 could not compare to the financial damage that he put other women through.
Popes is facing multiple felony charges, including theft, money laundering, and identity theft. He is due back in court next week. New at noon, a group of protesters are attempting to build an encampment now at the DU campus. We want to give you a live look from the campus. Our crew just got there. Students with DU for Palestine say that they've started setting up on the Carnegie Green near the university's administrative building. This is similar to other protests that we have seen both here in Denver and across the country as well. The group is demanding the university divest from companies supporting Israel, among a list of other requests. 9 News has also reached out to DU to find out more about the security response to this group and if they're going to be allowed to stay. We will, of course, continue to monitor the situation and update you as we find out more ourselves. New numbers are out today on jobless benefits, and last week, first-time applications were up for the highest level since August. 231,000 new people applied for benefits last week. This could be a sign that the labor market is starting to cool. Today's data shows that the number of continuing claims or applications from people who have filed for unemployment for at least 1 week was nearly 1.8 million. That is an increase of 17,000 from the prior week. So we have some very sad news to share. Former 9 News reporter Rick Salinger has passed away. He was a legendary reporter in the Denver market for decades, and he was 74 years old. Rick worked for 9 News for 6 years in the 80s before becoming an international correspondent. He returned to Denver, spent more than 30 years reporting at CBS 4 just down the street from us. His decades of work made such an incredible difference in our community. His investigations won awards. But most importantly, he was a loving husband and father of 2, including to our dear friend and colleague, Mark Salinger. Mark says he was lucky enough to work alongside his dad in field on stories. He shared that he was the best father he could ask for. He loved adventuring around the world and seeing new places and discovering it together with his dad. Our heart is breaking for the Salinger family, and we're sending our condolences.